We
Indeed.
made it.
Yes.
This has been in the works, right? We talked about this. We've talked about having a opportunity to have some conversations, like I guess recorded conversations,
Yes.
because we always have conversations,
Always
but
do. Yeah.
um we felt like, okay, it's time to really get it out there because our conversations are so versatile. Like we're
Mhm.
talking about a lot. So right now I just wanted us to get into when we discussed Honest Exchanges podcast, when we expressed or talked about having this platform, what was in your mind
Okay.
and what really, I guess, motivated you to go from like, we need to get this started?
Okay.
Because it started as a thought. And of
Yes.
course, you have to get the confidence and really the energy, I guess, to like show
Yeah.
up and be recorded because it feels different,
Yeah.
right? Versus us just being in your office talking, but now we're like, we're really doing this thing.
Yeah.
So, what really, I guess, catapulted you into this space of like, I want to get this out there?
Yeah. So I think it first began with you saying to me, people need to hear your voice.
Mm,
And I shared
yeah.
with you after doing a eulogy, someone, who um, does believe in the Christian faith came up to me and said,
Mm-hmm.
people need to hear your voice. And so
Mm.
a couple of years later, to hear that again,
Yeah, yeah.
showed for me as a sign like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, this is supposed to happen.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
then also, I felt like I missed the moment
Mm-hmm.
um, of not being able to share information with
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
I get to do it on Sundays,
Right.
but that's to a select audience of people
Yeah,
who
right.
who come to hear that. And
Right.
post pandemic, of course, it's streamed and things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there are some things that need to be shared,
Right.
um, and not from behind what we would
Mm-hmm.
consider the sacred desk,
Mm-hmm.
but just from a space of
Mm-hmm.
transparency
Mm-hmm.
and genuine realness.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when you were like, we need to do this, I'm like, well, if Todd said it, I'm going with
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's on me.
It's on
Okay.
you.
I take
I'm-
full of
ab-
accountability, I guess,
absolutely.
for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. And so I'm excited.
yeah. Me
I'm
too.
absolutely excited to share uh what I feel like is necessary conversation
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that people avoid having,
Mm-hmm.
but yet have a lot of opinions on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just won't have the conversations. That those unspoken words
Mm-hmm.
that can create divide,
Mm.
as opposed to being spoken
Mm-hmm.
and bringing about harmony,
Mm-hmm.
peace,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Yeah.
really the heart at what we're attempting to do.
Yeah. That's true. And I don't want to say social media is the cause for everything bad that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that person, but I do feel like there's so many like battles that you see on social media.
Hmm.
It's like men versus women, believers versus unbelievers. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's always something where like it's like in the comments, like it's
Yeah.
always people
Yeah.
just going, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So to your point, I do think it's important to like have authentic conversations, but also like conversations that it's about understanding. It's
Yes.
not about just like, okay, I got a rebuttal to what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what made you think like that? Or
Hmm.
what have you been through? What have you witnessed or observed that like gave you that mindset as
Yeah.
opposed to how I feel? Because we're only like we're in our own world, so to speak. We
Yeah.
don't know the other side of things. We don't know all of the other perspectives. So even in our personal conversations, it always felt like this is important to talk about.
Yeah.
Like being able to have these authentic conversations, a man and a woman, both lovers of God, but still wanting to be our authentic selves.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that you and I also talked about, which led me, and a little later, you're going to have to tell the people who you are and what you do. I ain't want to start with the introductions, you know what I mean? But I feel like people need to know, seriously. But one of the things that led me in your world, so to
Mhm.
speak, was just the authenticity and like the relatability.
Gotcha.
Because as a believer, as a Christian woman rather, sometimes it's like this facade, right? Like we
Yeah.
are supposed to have this facade or supposed to have this look or way of being.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you go to church, you feel like you have to participate in that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel real.
Mhm.
So that was one of the things I always appreciated is like our conversations, like, what? Like he said that, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, like this is amazing. I
Yeah.
could just freely talk,
Mhm.
no judgment, no like, oh, you shouldn't say that, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, can you please like tell the people a little bit about who you are, what you
Oh,
do, so
man.
they understand a little more of what I'm talking about?
Wow. So, I it's funny. I went to visit uh someone in the hospital this week,
Mhm.
and after the visit, I was getting ready to leave. They told their roommate, "This is my pastor,"
Mhm.
and I was like, "All right." And the other patient looked at me like, mind you, I have a t-shirt on, some sweatpants, and some sneakers. I'm looking like I look today, chill.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I know I don't look like one. But it's like, yeah,
That's me.
that's me. I'm a pastor. So I am the senior pastor at St. Paul Chapel Baptist Church, located in the heart of South Philadelphia,
Hard.
according to the mapping district, the
Mhm.
Point Breeze section
Point Breeze
of
section.
South
Okay.
Philadelphia. I
All
want to get it
right.
right. I don't want no trouble with
Yeah.
my state rep or my city councilman.
Right.
So located in the heart of South Philly, born and raised in South Philly. And I have a passion um, for helping people
Mhm.
better themselves,
Mhm.
a passion for it. Interestingly enough, I was talking to Josh today. He called to check on me.
Mhm.
Uh, and I said, "Well, how's your first week of classes
Mhm.
going at
Mhm.
VSU?" And he's like, "They're going good." He said, "I'm going to meet with my advisor today because I have some time to spare."
Mhm.
And I was thinking about um, picking up a second major.
Mm.
And so he's like, I was thinking about hospitality. And
Mm.
mind you, his major, intended major is around, kinesiology, sports
Mm.
medicine, things like that.
Mhm.
And so I was like, hospitality? Like trying to figure out how the two go together.
Right, right.
And I said to him, when you sit with your advisor, I'm sure they'll give you more information.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
said, but you want your major and your minor, you want those things to line up with each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
so that you're more versatile.
Mhm.
Um, and I said, here's something to think about. It guided me since my second year at Westchester. What will you do for free for the rest of your life?
Mhm. Mhm.
If you can figure out what you would do for free for the
Yeah.
rest of your life,
Mhm.
it will help guide you and direct you to what your purpose
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
And so that thought has guided me.
Mhm.
It has made me leave jobs,
Mm.
transfer
Mhm.
schools, um, because I understood what my purpose
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
And so being a pastor, being a servant,
Mhm.
that's who I am.
Mhm. Mhm.
And even when I try to turn it off,
Yeah.
um, it's like, hey, you the pastor. Like, and I'm like,
Right. I
okay.
was trying to chill
I
today.
was trying to shoot, you know what I mean? Like I'm walking, I'm
Yeah,
exercising,
right,
like,
right, right.
you know,
Yeah.
and and I think that is one of the draws
Mhm.
um that I am Josh no matter where I show up at.
Mhm. Mhm.
I if I'm at a meeting for
Mhm.
a denomination, if I'm at a meeting with other pastors, I'm at a community meeting. If I'm sitting on the step in
Mhm.
South Philly,
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
still Josh.
Mhm.
I'm the same Josh,
Mhm.
and so I feel like that is who I am.
Yeah.
Who I am. I'm a pastor, I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a friend.
Mhm.
And I am most importantly a disciple.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
how I would describe
Yeah,
who I
who
am.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to highlight that because as I mentioned prior to you responding, like
Hmm.
that was one of the things that drew me into you as my pastor.
Hmm.
My pastor. Just that like laid back demeanor And I understand wanting to show up as who you are as
Yeah.
Josh. Because when you have a purpose, especially when you're clear about it, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't know what their purpose are
Very
or
true.
is rather, and they think that, oh well, I'm just supposed to, I'm an adult now. Just supposed to go to work, pay my bills, and
Mhm.
just survive
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
the Lord called me home. And it's like, no, like we have something we were set here to do.
Yes.
And I've learned even through my own experience that like when you take care of all of the other stuff,
Mhm.
your mental health,
Yeah.
your emotional health, your physical health, mend relationships or create boundaries or distance around other ones that need to, that you need to,
Mhm.
it then I feel leads you to that place of like, why am I here?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when your world is like muddied by like problems or like situations that you got to handle, like you're not thinking about, you trying to survive, like
That's it.
you literally trying to get
That's
from day to
it.
day. You know what I'm trying to say? But then once you get to a point of healing
Yeah.
where you're like, all right, things are going to happen, but I feel pretty at peace.
Yeah.
I had this issue with my health. It may not be cured, but I got
Yeah.
this under control. Or, I had that issue with my family member and we not where I want us to be, but I made peace with it.
Yes.
Now it's like you just have this yearning, I think, to like find out why am I here?
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to be doing? And it's funny because even in my journey, I feel like I didn't feel like I know that it was really like 2 years ago
Mhm.
that the Lord revealed my purpose to me because I was one of those people that was like, oh, I did everything I was supposed to do. Like I
Mhm.
went to college, I got a good job, I'm making great money, and had all the things. You know what I'm
Checked
saying? And
all the
I'm like,
boxes.
checked all the boxes, and I'm like, why am I still dead inside?
Mm.
Like, why am I not fulfilled when the world told me, oh, well, you make great money and you get this good job. And, I didn't go to the point of the marriage, the kids, and the
Yeah.
dog
Yeah.
yet. But I'm just saying, like, even at that point, I'm like, well, I don't think these other things are going to make me fulfilled if I'm not fulfilled right now
Yeah.
when it's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I just remember being in a situation and I will always remember praying and I said, Lord, if you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
I'll do it. Like
Yeah.
to get me out of where I'm at now, like this funk I'm in. And it wasn't even like the job, I think, was like the catalyst, but it truly was just like I just wasn't fulfilled with life. You
Gotcha.
know what I mean? And the job, I think, is what the Lord used to like wake me up, like get my
Mhm.
attention.
Yeah.
And then I said, if you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, I promise you I'll do it. And he was like, oh, all right. Because then he told me, and it was like, well, remember what you
That's
said.
right.
And I always remember when you preached one time, you talked about that covenant with God. Like you won't have to hold up your end of the bargain.
That's right.
Like, all right, if I'm gonna give you your answer, are you gonna do what you said you're gonna do? Are you gonna trust me the way you said you would trust me?
Mm,
And when I say like these past 2 years have not been easy,
mm.
but the amount of peace and fulfillment, I'm just in awe at how God does that.
Yeah.
Like the way he works where it's like, I don't need you to have it all figured out. I don't
Yeah.
need you to know what's happening tomorrow. Like you don't need to know that. I know
Yeah.
you want to because you want this illusion of control,
Mhm.
but just know I got you.
Yeah.
In the past 2 years, they have been interesting to say the least. But I will always describe the theme of it was just like peace. Like
Yeah.
I knew I was safe, even though my body and my brain is like, what are you doing? Like, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? But that spiritual part was just like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So that purpose, like you were talking about, it's just it makes the difference. And I think that's also one of the reasons why we felt compelled to do this is to have these conversations, right?
Absolutely.
And like be encouraging and inspiring to somebody and allowing people to understand what the Lord does if you allow him to do it.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So I feel like I have to
What?
ask the question: who are you? Like, are you like, tell them who you are. Tell them who you are.
So so I am Ty. You might hear me as Coach Ty, but I'm Ty. Just
Mhm.
like you said you Josh, I'm Ty. And I'm also a servant of the Lord.
Mhm.
Okay? And I say that proudly.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in the church. I grew up as a Christian and I never ventured too far away from God.
Mhm.
But you know when you lukewarm, you know what I'm saying? When you still doing whatever you want to do, but you
Mhm.
still a Christian. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? But based on what the Lord did in my life 2 years ago, that's when I'm like, "Oh, nah, like, I'm 10 toes down."
Gotcha.
For God, for Jesus Christ, let me
Yeah.
be clear. So, I'm also a registered nurse by profession, got into nursing because, again, wanting to help people,
Mhm.
loving to help people, and I love all the gory stuff. I love the blood and all of that stuff, like, you know what I mean? That's just, like, my thing. But I also love, like, being able to treat people, like them coming to me talking about their
Yeah.
symptoms, and for me putting my nursing thinking cap on, like, all right, I think you're struggling with this. I think like that. I just love that.
Yeah.
So when I was working in nursing, I was actually a nurse supervisor. And I even love that. Like I love leading people because the Lord had revealed to me years prior before I even became a nurse that I had like leadership ability,
Mhm.
leadership skills. So then when once I got into that position, I said, wow, like I really love this because I always wanted to be like a transformational leader.
Mm.
You know, not a leader like I'm your boss and you're
Right.
gonna do what I tell you to do.
Right.
Like that was never me. Like I'm, rolling my sleeves up with y'all. If
Mhm.
we, whatever need to be done, we gonna
Yeah.
do it. We all know who the boss is. Like I don't need to talk about it. So, you know what I mean? I never was that leader of like I never did it for the attention or
Yeah.
like the power. It was really just like I want to I want to help people and people look to leaders to help them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? People look to leaders to take the lead and be able to when it get tough or when something happens you may not know what to do, they look to that leader to be their strength.
Yeah.
And I knew that that was a gift that the Lord blessed me with. So back to that story of 2 years ago, I was working as a nurse supervisor, and I remember saying, okay, and I'm sure this was the Holy Spirit that said, well, Ty, what about your job do you like?
Mm.
Like, it can't be all bad. Like, what do you like? And I felt like that was the Lord allowing me to critically think, okay, let me get rid of all of the superficial stuff that I don't like that's going on at this workplace.
Mm.
What about my job do I like? And I said, wow, like, I really love helping women. Like, I love going into this room or the doctor saying, "Ty, I need you to go in there," because we know doctors, and not all of them, but a lot of them, they just want to go in there, say what they got to say, and they want to be out. You
Right.
know what I mean? The nurses, as we know, is the ones in your room 2 o'clock in the morning getting
Yeah.
your vitals and looking at you like, you don't look good or whatever. So
Mhm.
I love that. I'm like, I love like using probably at the time I didn't realize it was my discernment to
Yeah.
kind of alert me to what's going on with this person.
Mm.
So now I can make the recommendations. They're still going to do what they want to do, or they may say, wow, thank you so much. That
Yeah.
helped. So that's when I thought about that. I said, wow, I love helping women. I love helping everybody, but women have a special place in my heart because I'm a
Yeah.
woman,
Right.
and we need to be able to help each other.
That's right.
So that was when the Lord really led me to start a health and wellness company in which I took my nursing profession and also became a certified life coach and just intertwined those together.
Gotcha.
So now I work with women who have multiple or different health conditions, diabetes, anxiety, obesity, um, high blood pressure. I work with them, and yes, we will talk about that physical health issue
Yeah.
and how they could take better care of themselves. But I also bring in what I call whole body healing, which is that mental component,
Yeah.
the physical, or I'm sorry, the emotional component, the spiritual
Yeah.
component, because we can't do it by
Not at
ourselves.
all.
Like even with treatment, sometimes the doctor give you that diagnosis or you feeling terrible and you just want to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm that coach, Coach Ty. Like
That's
we
it.
could do this. Let's do this. You know what I mean? So that's who I am. I mean, I'm really just Ty, but if we got to talk about it, we
You
got to
gotta
talk
talk
about
about it.
it.
You gotta talk about it. 'Cause that's how I think people see the connection
Mhm.
of what it means to hear from relevant voices.
Mhm.
A lot of
Mhm.
times
Mhm.
people, I ain't listening to you.
Mhm.
What's your background? What
Exactly.
conditions you come with?
Exactly.
Or what experiences
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
that I can glean something from?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think that's really what's important. It's about
Mhm.
the experiences. Um, because our experiences, scripture says we overcome by the blood of the lamb and our testimony.
Mhm.
And so that comes from experiences.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
being in a space where you understand wholeness,
Mhm. Mhm.
I think really helps people.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that one of the key things that individuals need to be successful
Mhm.
is they need to answer the question,
Mhm.
like the woman with the issue of blood,
Mhm.
will thou be made whole?
Mhm.
Too often we want to live in brokenness,
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
when in reality, true success comes from
Yeah,
being made whole.
being made whole. That's so true. And it's not always easy because we like to be comfortable.
Hmm.
A lot of us were comfortable in our brokenness because
Yeah,
we knew what to expect.
absolutely.
And we like that illusion of control. And I always say illusion because we think we in control. We not even in control of
We're
what
not in
happened in 5
control.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
So how do we
yeah,
think we're in control for real? So that's why I say it's an illusion.
yeah.
So when we know what's happening or
Mhm.
think we know what's happening, it's like, oh yeah, I'm cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the idea of enjoying the pity party.
Mm. Mm.
Like, this happened to me. And so this is why I am
I act
the
like
way
that.
I am.
Wow.
And my family has accepted, my friends have
Mm-hmm.
accepted it. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's been working.
Or so you think.
So you think,
You think it's been working.
it's gotten me what I need to survive.
Yeah. And that's all you doing.
But when do we say to ourselves, I need to do more than survive?
Yeah.
When do I get to a place where I say, I want to thrive?
Exactly.
I want to
Exactly.
prosper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be whole,
Mhm. Mhm.
and so I think we're going to talk about a lot of
We are. Oh wow. Like I was
that.
ready to like
I
get
think we're going
into
to talk about a lot of
it.
it,
Yeah.
because honestly, I think we've encountered enough people
Mhm. For sure.
to understand there are some things that are missing.
Yeah.
And even if we don't have all the answers, we know somebody.
We know somebody, right? And I going back to the social media, it's like I saw something that was so funny, but it was so true. Somebody recorded like, how is everybody influencers? Like, what makes you an influencer? Like, like what credentials do you have? What go back to your point of like the life experiences and
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what makes you qualified to speak on these
Right.
things? And I love that because it really made me think like more people should have this. Like before I even really listen to what you have to say about a particular topic, like
Hmm.
I need to know what experiences or what you've been through to allow you to speak on this with no conviction.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just boldly
Yeah.
saying things. And I know with our platform, I mean, we have the receipts, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Absolutely.
we
I-
have them. We don't have to always talk about them,
right.
but we have them and we genuinely want to be of help to people
Absolutely.
and make it relatable,
Yeah.
you know?
And fun.
And fun
And
and
fun
funny.
indeed. Oh yeah. It's
Cause
going
you a
to be
clown.
fun. It's going to be fun
It
indeed.
is. It is. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I've learned how to show up uh just with an open mindset
Mhm. Mhm.
and open expectations.
Mhm.
Because sometimes closed expectations can be so limiting.
Oh, for sure.
But
Mhm.
when I show up with open expectations,
Mhm.
it puts me in a place where it's like I ain't disappointed,
Mhm.
and my expectations have been surpassed.
Right. Right.
And so I'm looking forward to it. I 2025 has been something.
Mhm. It has.
If I just go off of what has happened in
Yeah. Yeah.
2025,
Yeah.
um, we got a whole lot of stuff to
To
talk about.
talk about. Oh, for sure. For sure. We gotta like go through each month,
Right?
like January, Feb, you know what I mean? And write it down. Seriously, because it's
Absolutely.
been so much and it
It
has been
has been
going
so much.
so fast. So on that note, like what are you gonna be talking about on Honest Exchanges?
So for me, it's getting people to think critically
Mm-hmm.
about things. What does it look like to grieve?
Mm.
What does it look like to go through trauma and experiences that you don't agree with,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yet you have
Mm.
to endure them?
Yeah.
And how do you respond to them?
Yeah.
You know, what does it look like to live in Philadelphia
Mm.
today
It's rough.
You know, when you know the trash strike is over, but it still smells like trash in the city. Like, you know,
Right, right.
and is there a message in that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a message in the scent that is still lingering? We're
Yeah,
gonna get into some
yeah.
good
Oh,
trouble.
yeah. Okay, come on, John Lewis. Come on, John. Come on, John. Let's do it. Let's do it. The conversations need to be had.
Absolutely.
I would want to talk about, like, of course, the more national stuff,
Hmm.
the politics.
Huh.
I
It started at the White House.
mean, yeah, let's start there. We have to start there.
Have the voices that got us to this place
Mm-hmm.
been extinguished?
Mm,
So I think about
mm,
in when Moses dies
mm-hmm.
in Joshua chapter 1, it begins with Moses, my servant, is dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What we gonna do?
Mm.
We're gonna cross this Jordan, and there's a new
It's a
leader
new leader.
who's
Yeah.
gonna lead us. And maybe that's a conversation within
Mm.
itself.
Yes.
Who are the new voices to
Yes.
lead us
Yes.
forward
Yes.
that are not doing it for fame, but doing it
Yes.
because
Yes.
they want to see
Right.
the betterment
Yeah.
of people?
Yeah. Let's cut. It's a wrap. What's the whatever they do? It's a wrap for today because I'm ready. Like when we getting started with
Yeah.
this, because I'm ready to have these conversations.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, this was a little snippet, right?
Yeah.
Again, and I'm so happy we got a chance to do this. Kind of talk about the outline of honest exchanges,
Absolutely.
and then dive into it. And we'll have to figure out how we're going to choose these topics. Like we
Yeah.
might have to
Flip
put them in a
coins, draw
hat and
straws,
stuff, right?
that-
We got to do something because it's just so much.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate our conversations,
Absolutely.
and I really enjoy what we talk about. I enjoy the humor, the banter, you know what I mean? Like it's a blessing for sure.
Absolutely.
So thank you for entrusting me with this, honestly. That just came off the top, but I just appreciate you seeing this because I was ready to get back into this space, like just Tai, not
Yeah.
Coach Tai, but
Yeah.
like just Tai, talking about things and doing them with a person where we could have this like stimulating conversation where there is critical thinking about. That means a lot to me. So
I
thanks,
appreciate
Pastor.
it. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for
Of course.
trusting my voice.
Yes, for
and
sure.
thinking that there's something that I can bring to this table,
Mm-hmm.
and helping me fulfill something that's been stirring on the inside of me.
Yeah.
That has, I
You
kind
been-
of just pushed to
like
the
get out
side
of
and
here.
said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do
Later.
it. And it was like, nope, I'm going to
Yeah.
put someone right in front of your face
Yeah.
to push you,
Mm-hmm.
to continue to pursue purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for you.
Yes,
And
of course.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to
Me too.
amazing time.
Yeah, me too. Me
Amazing
too.
time.
Yep. So you will catch us on Honest Exchanges. We will definitely be letting you know when we're going to be dropping that first episode. It's going to be very, what do they call it when something is like the hype builds up around it, but whatever that word is or that phrase is,
for sure.
yeah, we going we gonna get into it, and we're so excited to share this with you all. Okay.